family, welcome back to another reaction video. Guys, today we'll be checking out 5 things that are common in Germany but don't exist in the US. Guys, like they are way common in Germany. Guys, let's check this out. Let's get in and check this out. And this is from Felicia from Germany. Yeah, guys, she always gives us hot gists on the things happening in Germany, how they pronounce their words, the things they do that don't exist or happen in US where she's staying. So guys, let's check this out.
I'm currently at home in Germany at my parents' place, and I noticed 5 interesting things that are totally common here, but not in the US.
No, let's check again. And wait, guys. And guys, please, why in the course of this video, if you notice anything that is in Germany that is also in your country, please tell us. And if it's not in your country, also let us know. So we'll check out the differences and how they do our things. Guys, let's do this.
Hallo, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Feli. I've been living in Cincinnati, Ohio since 2016, but originally I'm from Munich, Germany, which is where I am right now. And even though Germany and the US are both Western developed countries that have a whole lot in common with each other, there's some significant differences in the way that people live their day-to-day lives, including everyday items that you'll find in pretty much every German household, but not in the US. Number 1 is an electric kettle. In German, we call this Wasserkocher, and it's a super standard kitchen item that you'll find in almost every German kitchen. Even in student dorms that don't have a full kitchen, most people have at least an electric kettle so that they can heat up some water without having to use a stove. This is my parents' kettle, but they literally come in all different shapes and sizes. And yes, of course you can get these in the US. They do sell them, but I literally never see these in American households. I think the only kitchens I've ever seen these in belong to people from my German bubble in the US, so fellow Germans, people who had been to Germany before, people who were studying German, etc. They're mostly used for making beverages, such as tea. In the US, a lot of people make tea by heating up their water in the microwave, which was completely unheard of for me when I first moved there. Or some people just use a regular kettle on the stove, which just takes a lot longer than using an electric kettle. So I've always wondered why the US, of all places, the land of convenience, hasn't really adopted the electric kettle. Especially among students, I've always found this surprising. I've lived with a lot of roommates over the years, all college students. I think it was over 20 different roommates in 4 different places, and not a single one of them had an electric kettle, even though it would have come in super handy for a lot of them. Besides tea, another very common use for the kettle here is to make coffee, drip coffee, which brings me right to item number 2, these things.
Wait, guys. Wait. How is it that most families in the US don't use electric kettle? Like, they prefer boiling it over the gas. Like, how? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is true because I need to doubt this right now. Please, guys, if you're from the US, please tell us. Please come and clear these doubts. Tell us, please. Is it true? Huh? Because over here we use electric kettle a lot, like a lot, guys. Yo.
In German, I think they're officially called Filterhalter, but I'm not quite sure what you would call them in English. Amazon calls them drip coffee filter cone, pour over coffee maker, or coffee dripper. But either way, this is how a lot of Germans, especially in single households, make their coffee in the morning. You boil your water in the kettle, place your coffee dripper on a mug, add a coffee filter, put on your coffee grounds, and then pour the boiling water over it and let it drip. Again, yes, I know that these exist in the US. Ben said they're kind of a hipster thing, but I just don't remember ever seeing these in someone's kitchen. I feel like most people either have a full-on coffee maker for drip coffee, so they put the coffee filter into the coffee maker instead of something like this, or they have a French press or a Keurig or something like that. But I haven't seen your typical German 1-cup drip coffee in the US. I'm not alone in Germany, by the way. Ben is with me too.
Guys, wait. Me either. I'm not saying that type. Like, that's stressful. For it to drip down, guys. It's kind of it takes time, guys. Yo, we don't have that over here. we don't, please. Yo guys, please, if you have it in your country, don't forget to tell us. Let us know. Yo, guys, no, we don't have that. We have a coffee machine.
Hello.
Yo.
And it's been about a year since you were in Germany
Yeah,
last
about
time.
a year. Oktoberfest last year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in the last few months, you've been kind of preparing for this by
Yes.
taking lessons on LiveXP. LiveXP is an online platform where you can
Wow.
find language tutors for private one-on-one language lessons. You can choose from over 2,000 tutors in more than 35 languages
Wow.
from all around the world and improve your conversation skills, work on your pronunciation, or brush up on your vocab and grammar. So now that we're here, how are you doing with the German around you?
Ausgezeichnet. Super.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been doing a pretty good amount of lessons.
Yeah.
I've stuck with one tutor. His name is Ozzy. He's really, really cool. He kind of has made the lessons built around me.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we've been doing is like building questions, verb conjugating, pretty simple stuff. And then we kind of went on into grammar. And I've noticed since I've been here this time, I'm understanding a whole lot more.
Yeah.
I was around 40 to 50%.
Wow.
Yeah, you always said that. You were
Yeah,
always like,
before
yeah, I
that.
understand about 50%, but like you couldn't really speak that much or you
Yeah.
weren't confident enough to
Yeah,
speak
I'm
that
still,
much.
I'm
Yeah.
still kind of not very confident speaking,
Still
Yeah.
learning?
but I'm understanding at least 60 to 70% of
Yeah.
mostly all the conversations.
Wow.
For
I'm
sure.
listening
And I
to.
can tell that too, because like we're just sitting there with like 6 people at the dining table just speaking German about, you know, some complicated issue. And
Yeah.
you're just suddenly like, oh, were you talking about this and this? And we're like, yeah, how did you even get that?
Yeah, and I like that. I will say, I know I just said that I don't feel comfortable talking. I feel comfortable talking about, like, introducing myself
Yeah.
at least.
I think you've become a lot more confident.
Yeah.
Like I can tell, like you don't feel like embarrassed to say German.
Yeah, I'll
words.
just say
Yeah.
it. So one of the cool things about Ozzy is that he's built lessons for my interest in photography, like vocab, sentences, and everything like that.
Wow.
Such as?
So ich bin Innenarchitektur und Reisefotograf.
Sehr gut, okay.
Ich fotografe Gebäude.
Ja, ich fotografiere Gebäude. Ja.
Fotografiere Gebäude.
Ja, sehr gut.
Ja, this
Gestern
speaking
war
fluently.
super. Ich habe in München die Frauenkirche fotografiert.
Ja.
So,
Wow.
ausgezeichnet.
Yeah, sehr gut. You can use LiveXP on your phone in the app or in your browser, by the way. You can use all of these filters to find just the right tutor for you. You can watch their introduction video and then book your first lesson with just a few clicks. With my code FELI, you can book a trial lesson for only 99 cents. And with the code FELI30, you'll get a 30% discount on any LiveXP subscription. Just scan this QR code or click on the link in the info box below and check it out.
All right, I'll get out of the way. Back to the video.
Okay, I promise we'll move out of the kitchen in a second, but there's one last kitchen item that you never see in the US, and it's this fancy looking thing here, a soda stream. Germans love sparkling water. When you ask for water here,
Yes.
you'll often get sparkling water as the default. I think it's just because most Germans find it more refreshing than still water. And they also love to make Schorle with it, so spritzer. Whether that's juice spritzer, like Apfelschorle, where we mix apple juice with sparkling water, or even wine spritzer, Weinschorle, this is most definitely the #1 most popular beverage in Germany. That's why many Germans buy
They
bottles
must-
on bottles of water at the store every week, but some also just make their sparkling water at home with a soda stream. You just fill up your bottle with tap water, put it in, and then press the button until it's sparkling. Until it farts. In the back, you have this cartridge that's filled with CO2, and that's what puts the carbonation in the water. So instead of buying all of this water at the store, all you gotta do is get a new cartridge every few months, which is why this is a pretty common item in German kitchens. Maybe not quite as common as the kettle, but you'll definitely come across it a lot. SodaStream even sells syrup so that you can make your own homemade soda with this. I've never tried that though, so if you have, let me know in the comments if that actually works. In the US, I think SodaStream is
Please
becoming
let
a
us
little
know.
more popular because we just saw it at the store the other day, but since Americans aren't very big on sparkling water to begin with, there really isn't as big of a market for something like this. Okay, so now we're finally moving out of the kitchen and into the entryway or hallway, where in most German households you'll find this a Schuhlöffel, as we call it, literally translated to shoe spoon, but in English, of course, you call this a shoe horn. So from what I know, in the US, these are more known as something that older people use or men that need to wear dress shoes every day. But in Germany, these are just your regular everyday item for the whole family. No, but really, I think we even used to have a kids one when we were little, and in a lot of families, I know that the kids were taught to use the shoe horn instead of their fingers or whatever to put on their shoes for good manners. I will say I personally don't use a shoe horn, and I never really have, except for when I was a child, but I also...
Wait guys, I want to ask, like, please don't mind me for asking such a, like, let me say when in haste, like, you want to rush off to school, do you also use this, or you just wear your shoe with your hands, like, use your hand to do it? Because I know here in Nigeria, like, we're kind of late to almost everything, unless, even if you wake up early, you also go late, yes. I don't know. But we don't use this. We just use our hands. It's kind of hard to say this in Nigerian home. Like, it would be hard to say this in a Nigerian home. Like, I'm frankly saying the truth. Ew.
don't drink coffee and prefer still water over sparkling water. So, I mean, am I even German? So I don't think every German uses this thing, but I would say that most households here at least have a shoe horn available at the entrance in case it's needed, even if it's just one of these short ones. But for pros, of course, they'll have these really long ones where you don't even have to bend down anymore. And for the last point, we moved down here to the basement to my dad's workbench, because the last item that you'll find in every German household, but that most Americans have probably never even seen before, is this. A Zollstock or Meterstab. This is something you'll find in every tool bag in Germany. My dad literally has...
What's that?
3, then he has a little guy. Like, these are all the ones that I just found in like a 15-minute search. But what even is this? It's a measuring tool. In the US, people almost exclusively use measuring tapes, which do exist here as well, but they haven't fully replaced these things. In English, I think they're sometimes referred to as a yardstick, even though I think technically a yardstick is a stick that's 1 yard long that doesn't necessarily fold like this. On Amazon, they're sold as a folding wood ruler, and I would know because at hardware stores like Home Depot, you can't really find these in the US, so I ordered one on Amazon because I find these really practical, especially if you just want to measure the height of something really quick. You can just do it like this, or you want to measure something by yourself and you want to make sure that it's straight, sideways. You don't need a second person to hold it up for you. There have been...
Okay guys, this tape, this is just a wooden tape. We have that in Nigeria. Like, we have that, especially people that selling fabrics. Just like now, we sell fabrics, we sell vintage shirts, like normal vintage day fabrics. We sell fabrics here. So that's what we normally use in our market. We don't use that long tape. That one is for tailors. That's what we know that for. But this wooden tape, yeah, that one is 36 inches, 1 yard. That's just what we use. I so much love this. It's more simpler and easier to use than the long rope. Like, I love this. This is what we use over here, mainly over here in Nigeria. Mainly in different markets where they sell fabrics. This is what we use. Yo.
A few situations in the last couple of years where we had contractors over at our house in the US to give us a quote, and they didn't have their tape measure on them, so I would just hand them this, and they look at it so confused because these are so uncommon in the US. What are some other things that we have here in Germany that simply don't exist in the US, or vice versa? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know what other videos you want us to film while we're here in Germany, even though we won't have that much time because our group trip with 24 of you is starting next week. But we'll see what we can do. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. We're getting really close to that 500,000 subscribers mark. Also, definitely make sure to follow me on Instagram at Feli from Germany to see what we're up to while we're here. And with that, I hope I'll see you next time. Tschüss!
Cheers! I'll see you next time, definitely. Yo guys, so out of these 5 things in Germany, Nigeria only has 2. Guys, we have only 2. We have the electric kettle and we have the tape. You guys, just 2. It's so appalling. 2/5. Okay, guys, please tell me in your country how many do you guys have, and if there are other things that you guys are also using in your country, please let us know in the comment section. 2/5. How many did you get? How many? Even you that is living in Germany, do you have all these 5 things? Like, do you have all 5? Please let us know in the comment section. Now, guys, go have the day you deserve, and we'll keep living under command and blessings. See you guys in the next video. Bye.